And now it's time for a segment we like to call People at Klipsch. People at Klipsch, people at Klipsch, got to get to know some people at Klipsch. People at Klipsch, people at Klipsch, got to get to know some people at Klipsch.
And could you tell us what hi-fi is? 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 That's what I thought you said.
We started planning a good 6 months or so ago to get it done. It was a pretty big job to get that much stuff done.
Design it as well as make it functional for all of our products.
Functionality was most important.
We had a pretty dramatic shift in the product offering. We wanted to make a pretty bold statement at CEDIA about who we were as a company.
7 or 8 different vignettes or product categories that we're showing, so we need to make sure that we had enough space to demonstrate all of the product.
The actual structure of it is bigger, and then we have components that will go along with it. It had to involve a sound room this year as well as meeting spaces.
We have a lot of business meetings, and a lot of our sales reps travel to these shows, and they really need some one-on-one time with their dealers, so we need to make sure we had space that was conducive for them to have business meetings.
Entirely new architectural product line, new end walls, new end ceilings, new outdoors, as well as the flat panel speakers, the RVX 42 and RVX 54.
The carpeting, the wall coverings, the wood color. I mean, we chose every surface in the whole booth.
So it was months in the making.
It was a maiden voyage for the new booth, and it was interesting. It was like trying to pre-wire an entire home in about the equivalent of 18 hours and get it all up and running. We had lots of help. It was a good challenge. It was fun. It was all up and running by the time the show opened.
It was challenging because we've never done it. The old booth that we have, we all knew what to do without even thinking about it. But since this was new and huge, it took days.
We probably had 25 people who were working the booth the whole time.
All put together like a big crew of ants as fast as we could.
And a lot of hard work went into making that.
We had zone throughout the booth.
Zone.
So we had to wire the zone keypads and modules in each of the vignettes. It was a huge undertaking.
8 independent functioning systems that were in there, 4 in the meeting rooms upstairs, A, B, C, and D, and then we also had a fireplace in-wall and ceiling system that was wired for zone. The outdoor speaker display was wired for zone. The theater was wired for zone, along with the zone pod itself. You can't forget the wall of Zax. Or the blinking geek bug light.
It was just like a real house. Each meeting room could do its own independent thing. So we had in-wall speakers in 2 rooms, outdoor speakers in 2 rooms, and that was really neat because the reps could just use it like a real house system and listen to something else going on in the booth, or they could plug in their own source like an iPod and show the dealer they were having a meeting with how the zone system worked and how the new speaker sounded.
The ultimate sound experience, the THX Ultra 2 theater that we had set up in a booth. You walked in one door, maybe a little skeptical, you walked out the other door, you were a believer in the power of Klipsch.
Once you've heard high-fidelity reproduction, you'll be hard to satisfy with anything less.
You gave them a 15-minute demo, and you saw them come in and kind of play a little skeptical sometimes, and when they left, they were just blown away. They were blown away.
14-foot wide graphics in the front, 9 foot on the sides, and then on the back was a giant wallpapered graphic. The photography was really distinct, I think, and very unique, and really said a lot about who Klipsch was and what our new branding message was. It showed power and it showed performance and beauty because the new form factors of our new products are gorgeous and they work in your lifestyle.
It screams Klipsch in my mind. It's just warm and nice. All the products were displayed in a nice way.
You know, I'm a little biased, but I think our booth was the nicest booth there. All the colors were, warm and rich and inviting, and, that's how we want to be portrayed to our customers.
It was very big, it was very impressive, very large, very impressive, very imposing. It was the Temple of Klipsch.
So, doesn't take much. Only money, a thorough knowledge of electronics, a lot of spare time. Your wife threatens to leave you. But if you want real hi-fi.
In Teardown, I picked up Fisher and played Wrestle Move on him, and he gave me the biggest wedgie of my life.